G'day, Dennis from Caravan Cooking here. The best recipes are the simplest recipes, and this is a one-pot recipe made in our spun steel camp oven on an induction cooktop. It's beef stroganoff. Easy to make, tasty to eat. Enjoy the recipe. Hi, Dennis from Caravan Cooking here. I've finally got a chance to get out in the caravan, so it's time to do some cooking. We're going to use our spun steel camp oven, but we're going to use it on my new induction cooktop as well. So let's get started with it. Beef stroganoff. I'll turn the induction cooker on. And we'll get that nice and hot before we put some oil in. We're actually out back in Milparenko, which is about 1400 k's from Sydney, and it's in the top corner of New South Wales, very close to where South Australia and Queensland meet with New South Wales at Cameron Corner. We're spending 2 weeks as volunteers looking after the museum and the caravan parker as well. So this heats up very quickly with the induction cooker. We'll get some oil in there. The next step we're going to add is onion. And we've got 2 onions and they've all been chopped up. Give those a bit of a stir around. These are brown onions. Good to take camping because they travel really well. Once they've started, we're going to add some mushrooms. So about 400 grams of sliced mushrooms we've got there. And again, we'll give those a really good stir around. The steam coming off those. And the smell is starting to be terrific. I was surprised the spun steel camp oven actually worked on the induction cooker, but I thought I might have to use cast iron, but it's working really well. Give that a few more minutes and we'll move these out of the way. Make sure with the induction cooker you had your camp oven centered in the middle. Every time we move it off to the side, it turns itself off. There you go, back on again. Next we're going to add 3 teaspoons of crushed garlic. Just the store-bought stuff's good, it's just a lot easier than crushing it yourself, I find anyway. And 2 tablespoons of plain flour. Pop that in. And give it a really good stir around. Turn the induction cooktop down because there was so much smoke coming off I couldn't even see the camera. Then we add 1 tablespoon of paprika. And again give that a really good stir around. You might remember before the trip we cryovac a whole heap of meat and stuff, and one of the things we cryovac was the beef strips. In actual fact, it was done by our local butcher, so I took that out of the fridge a couple of days ago, and that's all going in there now. Get rid of that bag. And we'll give it a really good stir in, break up the beef, and season with salt and pepper as well. Without trying to knock everything over. Okay, I might turn that back on again. A bit fiddly using these induction cookers, but I'm sure it'll do a good job in the end. We're just stirring all that up, mixing the onions and the garlic and the flour. Just mixing it even with that beef. You can brown the beef beforehand. I usually don't. I find it's a lot more tender if you don't brown it. Also, you could do this in a slow cooker as well. Well, I'm doing it in the camp oven on the heat source, and instead of doing it for 4.5 hours in a slow cooker, I'll probably do it for about an hour on the top here with the lid on. Next, we've got 1 cup of beef stock. That's in there. We've got some tomato paste, 2 teaspoons of tomato paste. And we've got Worcestershire sauce. Just basically to taste, because it's a bit of a salty seasoning, really. You give that a good stir. We're going to add some sour cream later on, but we'll cook it up in this mixture first, and we'll go from there. So I've got it on the lowest setting for the induction cooker, and I'm going to put the lid on, and that'll just sizzle away by itself, and we'll leave that for an hour and come back. Might stir it every half an hour or so, come back and have a look what it looks like, and then I'll add the sour cream to it then. Just to clarify a couple of things, so you notice the camp oven here, I'm struggling a little bit with it on the induction cooker. It turns out the camp oven's really not completely flat on the bottom. It's a little bit rounded, and it's not ideal. Next time I'll use my Baduri oven, which is spun steel like this, but it's completely flat on the bottom. And the second thing is, I said earlier in the video that I took the beef stroganoff out of the fridge a couple of days ago. No, I took it out of the freezer a couple of days ago to thaw out in the fridge. So we're all done. So that's been on oh dear, oh dear. That's been in the induction cooker for about 45 minutes. That's all. We didn't need to do it for as long as I thought it would be. I've now turned it off, and we're just going to add some sour cream and serve. A pretty simple dish, but it's very tasty as well. It's about 1.5 tablespoons. Probably doing a little bit more than that, but that's okay. Make it nice and creamy. I'll just stir that in, and that'll be the finishing touches on the beef stroganoff. Sorry, the lighting's not the best. There, I've got some shadows in the camp oven. I'm going to put some more sour cream just because I like it really creamy. But as they say with seasonings, just add it to taste. This is one of those meals that would be great for lunch the next day as well. Could even have it on toast for breakfast, I suppose. We've certainly got enough here. We're only feeding 2 people tonight, so we've got enough here to have some tomorrow as well. Alright, that's enough stirring. So we've got some massive pasta here. And I'm just going to ladle the beef stroganoff over the pasta. It's as simple as that. Enjoy. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and you'll find out when the latest videos are out. We've got lots more planned. This is Dennis from Caravan Cooking. Thanks for watching. Uru.